Amakwaba about POG Media. So I POG see Jedria said that so my Ghana political headlines nibi and I so yensaka yes so about some Ghana POG Media. So said the most of the echo and the banana so from corner de beko the amount said down da POG home am I abo edibra stories I so yediba Ghana political highway. So now your bo edi Ryan sim manager said any and so edi chair illegal mining kwa aban and so afa edi atono so obehwe no abre illegal mining ase ewo my Ghana mu na ho komotwetwe na Wontümi lawyer no so representing no na ada court dan mu enso eden sembi abetudwa afa sa ko a my Ghana yenso yegina no kuna ensem ode betudwa no kamia koye se ono so opinion say sa issue we ni kwaze politicize no na mum ono so bo Wontümi achi ewo enema ono so ekoye wo Nimrim forest ene ada forest reserve na osaso to aso de appointees are currently omo NDC aban mu a mo so ensa hye galamsey ase enso POG Media ne so a ono so to aso kra ka se obi a obechi no se ono so mine wo along river banks no ono so ese mra no enso 8 label no as a murderer buziama ese bejebre ne abo the rasa issue that's it.
Good. First and foremost.
So the underlying factor is the push factor. That is the monetary benefit.
I see that as the failure of the state.
Why?
We have laws in Ghana. You cannot say that because this illegality is more profitable, we should allow that to override the legal process. No. If a state cannot bring about lawfulness within the country, I'm saying that it is evidence of failure of the state. Nobody can tell me that because Galamsey brings more money, we should allow it to compete out.
That's what failure says.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
There's a certain reality that I've highlighted. That's all. I'm not saying that it's acceptable.
The reality is what government must confront and take away.
I agree.
You understand? And nobody can convince me that because, and I'm saying this because Galamsey is an illegality. We need to uproot it. Who will do it? It must be the function of the government to do it. Because myself, yes, you have all the state powers to be able to handle Galamsey. And the assurances given over and over again suggest that you knew and understood how to manage it. We cannot sit down and say now that we can't manage it and therefore that takes away the profits we are getting from the cocoa sector. That is unacceptable. I want to believe that
I don't think that suggestion has been made.
That's what I'm saying.
That it cannot be managed.
In the Galamsey fight, we have done it in our community, in my village. I asked you many times to come and see.
True.
And when I was the member of parliament,
his personal, that's where for me leadership comes in.
When I had a group.
When you were the MP of Asante.
Yes, I had a group that will prevent it. We will allow you. In fact, I remember one of the conferences, I met with the chief executive of Minerals Commission, who questioned me why I am so adamant. I said, my friend, you give a license to whoever. It will not happen in my constituency. The license can come, and they came. We wouldn't allow them. Indeed, I was personally involved. Most of the times, we will go there with the whole community to seize the equipment. Some of them, we ourselves, we burn them. And others, I remember one day I had to bring my own money to hire the low loaders to pick the excavators.
Only way out now.
You understand? We have to uproot it. In recent times, I'm told that even in my community, people are mining.
In Asante, no?
Yes. Now, in my community, my village, Gansa and Miabra, there are people in the village, in the bush, and they are mining. And you see, they will tell you, where is your interest? You understand?
But you can still lead your
Masa, you don't understand.
Okay.
You don't understand the local politics. You are no more, you have no powers. You see, please go and rest. So the issue of guarantee, you see, all these things we are mentioning, these are life-threatening situations that confront us. So we cannot, under any circumstance, use any economics to justify the illegality. So please, that's what I'm saying. We must all, but again, take away the politics. Me, I'm not interested in politics. When we are talking about, life-threatening situations, let us all acknowledge that Galamsey is not an issue to use in politicking, because when you finish, you cannot provide the solutions. So let us all see how can we solve it. And I was trying to demonstrate my own community approach. And I'm sure that you can't do it without the chiefs. You can't do it without the community. No policeman can go and stay in the bush 365 days in a year. No policeman. But the community itself, they know where the things are going on, and they know how to stop them. So let's get a more open, community-based approach. And in every community, the problem is different. There are some who are in rivers. There are some who are in forest. There are some who are in... And again, it is something that all of us must put our shoulders on and push it. Let's not politicize it. It is not A or B or C party that can do it. All of us must do it.
And because you talk about the leadership, the fight against Galamsey trickling down to the communities, the chiefs, in your view, must take the lead.
In most cases, even government appointees, they are the problem. Government appointees, in my own scenario, there were people who were calling me, but these people in this community, they are doing it. Why are you insisting that we can't do it? Why my colleague, so-and-so, is making so much money? And your own government appointee comes to you and say that his colleague from here is making so much money, and you are preventing them from making it up. And most of the time, the government appointees, sometimes even the policemen, and other times also our chiefs, some of them campaigning against me because I won't allow them to do it. When their colleague chiefs...
Some chiefs campaigned against you.
I'm telling you, when their colleague chiefs in the other jurisdictions are making money, I am to know, say I won't allow. You understand? Some of them, they don't understand. Some of them, they're interested in money. But let us rise above all those things. And, me personally, I feel very sad when I see this kind of hopelessness. And apart from the dwindling volumes, the quality will be affected. We are being kicked out of the market gradually. Come to think of it, in the next 5 years, we may find it difficult to access international markets. And our cocoa will be useless to us because we will be forced to eat them by ourselves, and we will be eating the cyanide and the mercury in the country. That will also be injurious to our health. So please, as for Galamsey, no turning back and no excuses. Let's all fight it.
But you say while you were MP, and I'll come to you, both of you, gentlemen.
I invited you to come and adopt my...
In fact, you did. And prior to the elections, we spent some 6 hours in your area. So we can say that indeed, while you were MP at Santiachim North, we did not, based on our own visit to the constituency, see any illegal mining going on. You say while you were MP, you were even having that pressure from your government appointees to go and mine.
Yes, those who are doing it next door, here and there, they are saying, but this man is doing it and he's making money. Why would you say that you of all people you won't agree? I face the same situation with the Fulani fight.
Yes,
but on both situations, I said, no. You can have your money, but we'll do what is right.
You think doing the right thing cost you your seat?
Well, I don't mind, but it was the right thing to do, so I've done it.
You see, Chief, I dove my heart out to you. And it's just an epitome of what leadership, personal leadership can do. But, Honorable, I don't know why you struggle to mention their names. You see, it's the same problem my brother sitting by you two should also not be having. And you see, no, let me deal with that. The people around, you see, the people around the two of them, they are the starting problem. The people around them.
The politicians?
Yeah, the politicians, they are the starting problem. The chiefs are the next ones. Again, I'll give you examples of chiefs. If you go to Jema, there's a frail chief who is sick, but because that man decides, and with his people, and again, you see the community approach that Honorable Apiakubi did, brought his people together, they are fighting it and it is happening. You go to a place like Mampong, the Mampohini also decided that he was not going to allow it. There's a community around Kwabing. I've forgotten the name of the town, but they have a river there called Isubone. Like the chief in the Western region, who is a woman, they have a queen mother. The queen mother and his people say that there's not going to be any galamsey. You can actually put a calabash in that and drink. Just a few steps to Kwabing is what it is. So again, galamsey is happening there. So when you flip it, you see when you do the logic, and so if this is the null set, and then you flip it, it means that there, the chief is either complicit or he is part of it. And so one of the prescriptions that when we met the president, the coalition pushed, is that we should celebrate the chiefs that are doing this, are preventing it, and start going after the chiefs that are either acquiescing or are looking on. So for me, I pray and I call on the National House of Chiefs that the time to support the effort of His Excellency the President is now. They themselves should be able to, you see that's the way Honorable Apiakubi knows some of the chiefs that were coming against him and all of that. They know the people. They should start calling the people out. But for the government, what we should start doing is immediately anywhere we go. You see, and most of the places where galamsey is happening, it's not like me, my community chairman. Alfred, we are celebrating 100 years for Catholicism on the 18th. His Excellency the President will be there. So Felix, all roads that don't come here. All roads lead to Chame. But you see, in the Chame area, for us, the lands are two lands. Not two lands.
Let me just give one sentence.
Everybody
mining in our rivers is a murderer.
Yes.
And they should be treated as such.
Correct.
Okay.
So in where we come from in Chame, for example, our lands are family lands. They are not school lands. But where the galamsey is taking place, all of them are school lands. So the chiefs control them. If you like Alfred, today all of us here sitting here, there's 6 of us. We should take cutlasses and go to any land in any of those places and say we are going to start planting and see who will come after us. Yes. So when somebody moves an excavator to any of those lands, the chief knows about it. Yes. So we should start confiscating the land. First thing, confiscate the land from the chiefs.
Confiscate the land from the chiefs.
And then
I'll come to you.
And then when we have to do reclamation.
Sound like you ready? Yeah, make sure to like and so subscribe to a POG Media so any day call so I drop a subscription. Now I share enough for so and so it's back at you made any be no so who the echo and the airborne na I want my Gàlà political space in him now. Sama also edit to Jana Kamiako say which I MPP and NDC asem bano a year national issues and so minor air tackle na galamsey issue na also it's me Ejaisa line now so eboa say you be foul no as a country no as a political entity and I say bibisa I say better so 1970
reclaim it and let that become state land immediately. Yes, exactly.
No, please.
But when you confiscate the land, then you start investigating the chief for complicity. And again, this is why FIC would come in. If you look at the financial flows, you would be able to trace it. You will go back again and ask the police people who comes to bail the galamseyers when they are arrested. Immediately to tell you who the people are. Immediately it gives you so then you go in with your financial checks and all of that. You will see the interrelation. You see, so that again is another element that has to be done. But let me come to the big thing about the economics of it. If you take an acre of land, of cocoa land, it will give you about $4,000 per annum. If you get now cocoa, the price of gold is now over 4,000. So maybe if you are lucky and there's gold there, you might get maybe about 8,000. But tell me, what happens to that land afterwards? It is completely gone. So you see again, so these are the places where the storytelling has to go. Go to the people who have sold their land to the galamseyers and see the poverty that is happening. The poverty that is happening after that is happening, So nobody's really telling, that story to them. So the allure is basically an Esau mentality. We are cutting our tongues and we are eating and we think we have some. They get poorer after they've given their lands. The only people who get to benefit are the criminals. And now galamsey has become organized crime. It's become organized crime. And it is serious organized crime. And that's why for me, His Excellency the President, my call to him is that for selfish reasons, to preserve his presidency, he needs to win this particular fight. He needs to win it. Because you see, where we are getting to, and even for us in the large scale mining, we're getting to a place that if we're not careful, very soon, it's not only our cocoa that will not be able to sell. Very soon our gold too will not be able to sell.
And in recent times, our cabbages and things, we are receiving the warnings.
So very soon they are going to now start saying that our gold is all now tainted. So it is important that at this stage we start dealing, you see, and the issues again are not the people you find in the petrol. Like that 70,000 that Felix was mentioned. It is a Kíngpíns that is sitting there who collects 70,000 from people and allows people to go and to go in. And that people know, they know them. And so we should start fishing, these people out. Unfortunately, you know what is happening? There's the British Ghana gold project that they are doing that is looking at the issues around illicit financial inflows. It's a good thing they've joined a Ghanaian doing it, but we need to own that quickly. Because, the whole issues around after the people who look at, currently Ghana now, we are clean, we are not in the gray. Yeah. Most of the countries around us are. The next check that they are going to do is coming in January. So we have a great opportunity. Unfortunately, with the revision of the law, the mining law that is taking place. There was an engagement even yesterday between the Minerals Commission and this group and then even the chamber. I think the opportunity for us to be able to start putting in place the right things, especially tracing the money. Who are the people who imported the 200 excavators into this country? Let's start looking again into their bank account and trace where the monies are coming from. You see, who are the people who own all the... So you saw the NIMOS, the work they're doing. You saw that Land Cruiser that is in there. Yeah. Who are the people who own them? The over 4,000 excavators that have been arrested. Who are the people who bought them, who sold them? If we follow their money, we will get them. So I think and so when we ask again for... And I see it. His Excellency has the political will. The minister currently for lands is doing a lot of the efforts. But there's still some agency that is required that we ask the president of. And when we talk about the state of emergency, those are some of the things. But currently, one of the biggest things that is also beginning to happen, and I think we should commend the Forestry Commission. You know what the Forestry Commission, the board and its people are doing? If you go to the wildlife, you see that the wildlife people, they stay on the camp where the thing is happening, and their people are armed. So normally the poachers it will be difficult for the poachers to come. Yes. And when they come and find poaching happening around you, then you can hold the wildlife people who are there to say, what did you do? But currently, with what NIMOS does, again, good jobs that are being done, we need to make them permanent. So Forestry Commission is beginning to take an example of what they do with the wildlife people, and even with the forestry people. They are planning of building permanent structures that are there, that are protected, and then we need to give them arms. So for me, one of the things I agree with the minister and the Forestry Commission board chairman and then the CEO is that we need to provide the level of armament. You go into other African countries and even the US, they are called rangers. They have the weaponry they are carrying, the level of training given to them. It's like what the people at Chelsea do. When you come, they will deal with you. But because they are permanent there, if Felix goes to that place, for example, and he sees anything happening, he can tell them that where were you? Where were you when this thing happened? But currently, you know what happens? By the time, and I'm sure NIMOS themselves, they are doing it. By the time you go to the operation, you have to confiscate all the phones of all of these people. Because by the time you get there, if there were 22 excavators there, they have moved them. So you go and do the operation and then you catch a few people. That is why. When they are going to, immediately they are going, they will tell them, oh, Charlie, you better about 2 weeks so you come. So NIMOS, what I'm pleading with Felix to the president is that let's make them permanent in places. So currently you've trained about 400 of them. You need to provide them enough equipment and let them be stationed at the extra red zones, keep them there. Train more people, keep them there. So once they are there permanently, you can decide that you do rotations every 6 months, you know. But once they are there, immediately anything happens there, you hold them accountable. So that for me is a critical thing that you need to do. Another last thing that I would say before so we'll go to the rest of my quick. His Excellency, the issue of the KPIs for Galamsey. I don't know whether they've been signed, but it should be something that should actually be properly documented. So when I was coming from Takwa to Takrady, and I get to a place like Simpa, and then you can see Galamsey when you are in the car and by the side of the road. You should not be bothering His Excellency by the side of the road. You should not be bothering His Excellency the President.
What should you do?
Neither should you be bothering the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. You know who represents the President in there? Who is clothed with all the powers? Is the DC. He is the chairman of the mining committee, the municipal or district mining committee. He's the chairman of the security committee in the place.
DISEC.
The DISEC or the MUSEC in the place. So why would you be worrying yourself? Immediately, if His Excellency has put in there that this should be done, you just call on it and say, you, this is your KPI, you've not done it, you are dismissed. And you don't just dismiss, you then start tracing. You start tracing and finding out if there's any linkages with the financial flows, and you start prosecuting them. They will tell you the reasons why they are not able to do that. Constituency chairman, regional chairman, the people. But how many of them have you heard screaming out to the President to say, President, help me, help me? None of them, you're not hearing them. So they themselves, they are either complicit or they are incompetent. So again, so we need to start. And so I will pray to His Excellency that if they have not signed those KPIs yet, he should bring them immediately, let them sign it and make it open. And not only them, the police commanders. The police commanders in those communities. The IGP told us that there were going to be some transfers. What has the transfers happened? Who are the new people who are there? What KPIs have been given to them? A big thing to be able to solve this problem for His Excellency is transparency. And you know what? We have an opportunity that we might never have again. A president served a term, gone to sit back 8 years, has seen all the things that are wrong, does not have to serve another term again, does not need anybody again after this term. A president that has gone through all the routes. So if we don't support him at this time, at this very time that we're talking about, and unfortunately, the window for His Excellency is not another 3 years to go. The window for him is maximum another 1 year, 1 year plus. You will see the clamoring that will start happening for his position. Once that happens, it's the same thing that ate up the NDC, the BB. It's the same thing that they was, so we need to support him, His Excellency, at this particular time, to be able to get this thing. And those of us who cry out the loudest, His Excellency should know. Me, I supported Addo when he started putting the presidency on the line and all of that. But immediately that changes, we will point it out. So currently, me, if anybody, I would want this president to succeed. Because you see, you know what? All of us are at risk. Do you know that we all know that Ghana water, what they were using 10 buckets to treat water. I think the example was Bonsa. Then a week. Then they moved to 10 buckets a day. Then they moved to 40 buckets a day. And then because it was not being effective and was very expensive, what then they started doing was that they moved to a polymer. You know that polymer, what is used in doing? It is used in treating wastewater. Wastewater. That is what is being used in treating for us.
For us to consume.
To consume. Who has done the test to say when you drink that water for a long period of time, what happens to you? And then who has also done it to ensure that this water, when it is treated with the polymer, it takes out the heavy metals out of that. So our ask as a coalition, one of the asks that we do is that we are asking His Excellency to get the Ghana water, community water and sanitation, and an independent body, the water research, whatever, to publish for us the turbidity on a daily basis. And then also water quality in terms of the heavy metals and all of that, so that we can have assurances that the water we are consuming, is it something that, how do you call it, is below the levels that WHO recommends us to do. We wrote that letter to the Standard Board, to Ghana Water, and to Food and Drugs Board in the past regime. What did they do? As my friends, the Ghanaians, who say, we didn't get a response. So I plead that this one that we've sent, Felix, please ask His Excellency. I think we should be able to look at that again. That, and then also food. The food now, we've been told about the soil and the food, the toxicities that are in it. We need to spend, the state itself need to spend some money. So when we do that, then people will then start realizing it. That when the government, when the Minister for Lands and Natural
That's it. So come home. Naibo Edward Medium say POG Media the ban of Ghana authentic political headlines are a POG Media so pen on Sabetimia cabin from who the echo and the air ban in a ban of Ghana authentic political headlines a dear hintan dear hintai in a POG Media so and also can now subscribe here message shop job subscription now I share off for so answer so etimia can wait me so I slide into the comment section now so wait me a ding come on a POG Media remember na yensu ya baba be ma but that's it surgery brain account give us a share.